Happy Wednesday, Stampin' friends. Well, it is almost New Year's, so I thought today for our project we would make some fun New Year's cards that super sparkle and are super fun. So maybe you missed your Christmas card crafting, or maybe you just want to have something to send in January, and everybody celebrates New Year's, right? So we are gonna make these fun, let's celebrate, Happy New Year, wishing you a Happy New Year cards today. And we're gonna be using the Light the Sky stamp set and its dies. So there's these great fireworks. Oh my goodness, you can use them for 4th of July, Happy New Year's. There is a congratulations on your big day. So you could make some fun wedding cards out of this, graduation cards, all kinds of fun. So I love this stamp set. And then it comes with these fun dies in the bundle. And we're gonna use this great big one today, but this one here will cut out your stamped image. These will make some fun die cutting images, and these will create some texture on your cards. So those are our fun dies that go with our stamp set today. So what I did on these is we used this big die to cut out our big firework on our top layer. And then underneath you can see there is some color showing through using our fun sparkle paper. So these are our soft shimmer paper, and they are a kind of a thin shimmer, not glitter, so they don't get everywhere, which I love. And they're white on the back. So they're great for layering and just creating that fun shimmer on your paper. So that is what we used on these 3 cards. So we have a Berry Burst with this one here, we have a Lost Lagoon with this one here, and we have our Night of Navy, which we'll use today. All right, well, let's get started. Move these out for a minute. And the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do some die cutting. So we're gonna take our plates here and a piece of basic white. And remember, every Thursday I send out a weekly buzz bulletin where I share all of the dimensions and all the step-by-step instructions for each and every project. So if you want to sign up for that, you can click in the description, or you can go to my website at stampinqueenbee.com. And all of our past projects are there, as well as how to sign up to get them directly to your inbox for free PDF tutorial. Okay, so we're gonna use that biggest firework die there. We're gonna put that on our basic white. We're gonna put our plates on, and we're gonna run this through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And so thank you to the magic of YouTube TV here. I've already pre-cut that for us, pre-die cut that. And so you can see that it leaves all of these great texture dots throughout, and it will cut out so you can see through our firework. And so what we're gonna do today, we're gonna use, of those shimmer papers, we're gonna use the Night of Navy. Isn't that pretty? And so we will be backing that through so you'll be able to see that shimmer and that sparkle through our firework here. Okay, but before we do that, let's do some stamping. So I'm gonna bring in a piece of grid paper here, and we are going to bring in our Night of Navy ink pad. So we'll open that up, and we're also gonna use our boho blue, So we'll have both of those ready. So first we're gonna start with our Night of Navy and our kind of biggest firework here. Stamp, and we're just gonna stamp this. And I have found it just worked better for me to do the die cutting first and then the stamping. So just make sure you put a piece of grid paper, scratch paper underneath, because if you go through those little lines, you'll see they end up on, you don't want them on your table, right? So we'll go ahead and stamp a few of these in Night of Navy. Perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna take our boho blue on our smaller firework here. And we're gonna stamp these, just a few kind of throughout. Perfect. So there you can see we have our stamped fireworks over our die cut firework. Okay, so I'll put that aside and we'll finish up our stamping here. So we've got our card base, thick basic white here. We're gonna take our boho blue small firework that we just used. We're gonna stamp it off and stamp it right in the middle of the inside of our card base. And then we're gonna take our greeting. So for today's, since we're making a New Year card, wishing you a Happy New Year. And we're gonna ink that up in our Night of Navy. And we're just gonna stamp that right over. So you can see, because we stamped off, it's a little bit lighter, and we've got our wishing you a Happy New Year. Okay, so that's the inside of our card. Then we're gonna take a sentiment strip. This is cut from our Stylish Shapes dies. This is the larger of the two banners. And we're gonna take our Let's Celebrate sentiment. Normally we would center this on there, but this time we're actually gonna stamp it all the way to the right. Perfect. Okay, so now our stamping is done and we will be able to put our card together here. Okay, so we'll set that aside. And we've got our two pieces here, our stamped and die cut and our shimmer layer. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip over the one that we stamped and die cut, and we're just gonna put some liquid glue around the edge, the edge border, and then we're gonna do a dot in the middle and a few just little streaks throughout, just with a very light touch, because we don't want our glue to gush through our die cut part, right? And then we're just gonna set this right on top of our shimmer Night of Navy. And what I like to do is line it up, and before I press it down everywhere, I kind of use the sides of my table to make sure that it's lined exactly. And then I take my hand and kind of go through and make sure the rest is stuck down. So we've got that attached. And now we're gonna flip it over again, and we're gonna add some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of those two togethered layers. I don't like a saggy middle, so I like to put lots of dimensionals throughout. And then we'll just peel the backings of those off. So easy peasy. And something I just got was this fun little bowl. This one says Inspire. And I like to use this on my table so I don't have to bend to the trash can each time. And so I just stick the backings of my dimensionals in there. And then when I'm done crafting, I just empty the bowl, little bowl, into the trash can. Okay, so I think I got all those off. Yep. Okay, so now we're just gonna take our card base and we're gonna line this up so that it's just centered. And I like to line up the top two corners so I know that's centered. Get those down and then just let the card lay flat and then push everything so that it's adhered. So we've got that just right in the center of our top. Okay, so now our sentiment strip, of course it's too long, right? So that's why we stamped it all the way to the right. And so for this, I just take my snips and I line up, there's those little dots around the edge, the stitching, right? So I just line up and do one snip through so that it cuts an even straight edge. Okay, now we're gonna take some more Stampin' Dimensionals to adhere this. And we'll just put those backings right into our little bowl there. And we are gonna attach this one right over the top here. Okay, so now we've got that, and you know every good card needs some bling. So for this, we're going to use our Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I used these on all the colors, and I just stuck the biggest one in the middle, and then I used the medium ones in the darker ones here, and then I use the smallest one. I love they give us size options in our boho blue ones, just in the center of those fireworks, right? Fireworks are all about bling on New Year's. Okay, so there we have our Let's Celebrate with our Night of Navy shimmer underneath. I think that die cutting and those stamped images are so beautiful. And then of course we have all of our colors here that we have created. The shimmer paper also has a bubble bath and a Lost Lagoon and a gold, and I just chose to use the darker colors of the shimmer paper in our cards today. So thanks so much for watching, sharing, liking, and subscribing. I so appreciate that, and I look forward to sending you your Buzz Bulletin this week with all of the dimensions, the measurements, and the step-by-step instructions for today's card. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week.